Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 13. It's titled The Elephant in the Womb. That's horrible. It's I know it's a play off the elephant in the room, but elephant in the womb sounds really horrible to me. It sounds horrible. Anywho, let's get started. Okay, the first couple we're talking about is Thais and Patrick. So Patrick and Thais are home and they're talking about their wedding. Patrick wants to have the wedding in Orlando on 2/22/2022. That's February 22nd, 2022. And he wants to have it in Orlando because his family will be there on a vacation. It sounds like a good plan to me, but not to Thais. Thais wanted to get married in Vegas. She tells him he likes to control everything. And I agree with her. He does like to control everything. And because he has all the money, he wants to control everything. That's what I see. Since he has all the money, he wants to make all the decisions. He wants to pay for what he wants. Because he's paid for everything, he wants to, get to decide what to do whenever. And I can understand that also. It's his money. The next day, Thais meet up with friends. Two girls. One she met at the fake housewarming party that John had. I call it a fake housewarming party because Thais didn't know any of those people. Patrick barely knew any of them. And nobody brought a gift. Nobody brought a homewarming gift. They brought bottles of beer and liquor, but they didn't bring a gift. So that wasn't a housewarming party. A girl there, Kayla, was at the party, and she introduced Thais to a girl named Anija, and Anija speaks Portuguese. So I guess Thais connected with her. So they talk about Patrick's Orlando wedding planning. And then Thais tells them about her father not knowing that she plans on marrying Patrick. She told them that her father does not like Patrick. Then, but they think that she should tell her father that she's getting ready to marry Patrick. Then Thais tells the girls that she's unsure if she wants to marry Patrick because he's very controlling. She tells them that Patrick signed a contract to get her hair and makeup done without asking her if she liked the woman or not. I guess that's for the wedding, to get her hair and makeup done for the wedding. If I could only have Thais' problem, if that's her only problem, he's controlling, and my hair looks terrible. I just took it out of some braids and I haven't done anything to it. I haven't washed it, and it's just, well, anyway, yeah. So Thais don't really have any problems. He's controlling because he didn't confirm with her the woman that's supposed to do her makeup and her hair for the wedding. Okay, next scene. We see Patrick and John. They're going wedding dress shopping. So they're looking at suits, and Patrick is trying on suits, and he's having trouble buttoning up the first button on his shirt because he has a thick neck. I called him thick neck before. Yeah, he has a thick neck. Oh my gosh. Ooh. I called him thick neck before. He has a thick neck. So he asked John to do the buttons. John says he has big fingers. He couldn't do it, so the poor sales lady had to do it. So then John starts throwing monkey wrenches in Patrick's wedding. He asks Patrick if Thais told her father yet that they're getting married. He says no. Then he asks Patrick if he's happy. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to ruin Patrick's good time? Going wedding dress shopping should be fun. Why are you talking negatively, John? Patrick is a grown man. Leave him the hell alone. I said this before. John needs to go get his own life. Go find your own woman. Leave the man alone. If he wants to marry Thais, then let him leave him alone to marry Thais. I'm so sick of drunk, lonely John. But then Patrick starts bitching about talking. He starts bitching. He's talking about Thais haven't told her father yet. She thinks I'm controlling. We have a hard time communicating. He says he's frustrated. He says he's paying for everything. I hate when he keeps talking about how he's paying for everything. She doesn't have a job. You knew you were going to be paying for everything once she got there. What the hell? Yeah, he says he's paying for everything. He says he throws, I moved to a new city. Well, how is that a problem? He throws that in there. He throws he's working. That's a good thing that you're working. He throws that in there. He says, I'm making sure she's happy and comfortable. You should make sure she's happy and comfortable. You brought her here. And he says it's too much for him. You're the one that brought her here, Patrick. Then he says, I can't do this forever. I think Patrick is a freaking crybaby. And he's the one that brought her here. And he needs to deal with the life that he created for himself. He created this for himself. He's the one that brought her here. Next scene, Patrick and Thais, they're home. And at this point, I'm just sick of them. They're talking about the same things over and over and over again. Patrick asked her, how was her night out with the girls? She told the ladies that he's very controlling. Thais, you didn't have to tell him that. And you don't have to tell him everything you talk about with these ladies. Anyway, Patrick is saying that he can't, she said, tell him that he's controlling, and she told the girls that. And he said, well, he can't consult with her on everything because she doesn't speak English. And it's easier for him to just do whatever he needs to do and get things done. And Thais is saying that it's not fair that she gets no say-so in things because she doesn't speak good English. And I see both their points, or their point of view. With Patrick, I understand him because I'm like that. I like to get things done ASAP. I like to get things done right away. And if he stops to consult her on, she may want something totally different than what he wants. And then that might change his thought process. And he would have to probably look at something else and things just start to get complicated after that. So I understand what he's saying. If he just get it done, just do it. Do what he needs to do or do what he thinks is right. Everything gets done faster. I'm like that. I don't like to consult people on anything because they're going to have something different than what I want. And it's going to be a mess. I just like to just go ahead and do what I need to do and don't consult anybody and just get things done. But then I can understand Thais' point too. She wants to be included because all the decisions he make affects her. So she wants to be included. So I can understand her wanting to be included also. So Patrick tells her that there is a difference between controlling than getting things done. And in some cases, yes, that's true. If it involves her and you're just doing and not, getting her point of view, like if on her wedding, if you're just doing everything and not asking her, how is this? Do you like this? Do you prefer this or do you prefer that? If you're doing that, then that is controlling. She needs to know too. It's her wedding too. So she should be consulted on anything that pertains to her, that affects her. And every decision he makes, since they're a couple, does affect her. Then Patrick is whining about everything that he does. He says he wakes up and make breakfast for her. He gets her ready. I don't understand that. He said he gets the dog ready. Get the dog ready for what? Maybe he take the dog out to poop, pee, whatever. But he says he gets the dog ready. He goes to work. He comes home and sometimes cook dinner. He pays for everything. I hate that he keeps saying he pays for everything. You're supposed to pay for everything. She can't work and pay for anything yet. So quit saying you pay for everything, Patrick. You're an idiot for saying that. He says he does not want to do everything forever. You won't be doing everything. You don't have to do everything. Patrick is full of crap. If you didn't get up and make her breakfast, what would she do? Starve? I'm pretty sure she can make her own breakfast. If you didn't come home and cook dinner, I'm pretty sure she'll cook dinner. I mean, you can say get the dog ready. Maybe you walk the dog. How do you get the dog ready? Do you go to doggy daycare? What does that mean? Then he says he gets her ready. What do you mean you get her ready? You pick her up out of bed and get her dressed? Why do you need to do that? I mean, she's a grown woman. She can dress herself. I mean, I don't understand what he's saying. He's just throwing everything in the basket. I think he makes his own life miserable. I don't understand Patrick. And she tells him that he treats her like a child. And it sounds like he treats her like a child. It sounds that way to me too. Then he brings up that her father not knowing about them getting married. And Thais tells him, we're not talking about that right now. Right now we're talking about your behavior, your controlling behavior. And I'm glad she brought it back to that because he's trying to get off the topic. So Patrick agrees to include her more in decisions, but he wants her to tell her father that they're getting married. But Thais does not want to tell her father because the father does not like Patrick. She doesn't want to upset the father, and she doesn't want to upset Patrick. But I look at it this way, Thais, giving Thais some advice. Whether she's listening to me or not, I'm still going to give her advice. Or not really advice, I'm just going to say my piece. Okay. The father thinks that Thais is in the States on a vacation for a few months with Patrick, sleeping with Patrick, living with Patrick, having sex with Patrick, right? She has to be having sex with Patrick. He paid for her to come over here, to come to the States. He's living with her. He's sleeping with her. I'm pretty sure the father knows that they're having sex. So in the father's mind, she's over here on vacation. She's in the States on vacation with Patrick, living with him, sleeping with him, having sex with him. Then in a few months, she's going to come back to Brazil and pick up on her life and starts living her life again. Now, for him to think that, that's very disrespectful. For him to have sex with her, bring her to the States, have sex with her, and then send her back to Brazil. That's disgusting. So that's what's happening in his mind. So if she were to tell him, okay, Patrick is my fiance, we're going to get married, we're going to live together, have a family, and have a committed relationship, isn't that better than you being your father thinking that you're his whore? I think it's better if she tells her father that this is my fiance and we're going to get married, whether he likes Patrick or not. It's better for him to know that this is a serious relationship and we're going to get married and we're going to, live together and as man and wife, than him thinking that she's a whore and Patrick's going to use her and then chuck her back to Brazil. So, Thais, I think it's better if you tell your father. I think even if he doesn't like Patrick, it's more respectful if he knows that Patrick is going to marry you or is planning on marrying you. I think your father would be more happy with that instead of thinking that you're his whore, you're Patrick's whore. Sorry to be so harsh, but hey, that's probably what he's thinking in his mind, right? So, anyway, Thais says that keeping a secret is just draining her. So she tells Patrick that yes, she'll let her father know that they are getting married. And that's the end of Patrick and Thais. Next up is Emily and Colby. Colby is, he still seems to be sour because Emily bought herself an engagement ring. Or a wedding. Was it an engagement ring? Yeah, an engagement ring. In her confessional, Emily claims that she returned the ring. So, she gets Colby out of the house by telling him that they're going to run errands for the wedding. But when they get in the car and she's driving, she tells him that she's late and she said her period is late by a couple of weeks. And she wants to go to the pharmacy to get a pregnancy test. Colby's reaction is, oh my God. That's Colby's reaction. But Emily and Colby, they're a train wreck. This is what happened. This is what they said happened. Colby told Emily not to take the birth control pills because he thinks that later on down the line, the pills will prevent her from having kids. So Colby, he does the pull-out method. because he doesn't like her taking the pills. The pills, in his mind, the pills, further down the line, the pills will prevent her from being able to conceive, and they probably won't have any more kids. And he wants more kids. She wants more kids also. She quit taking the pills, and he's doing the pull-out method. But Emily, I guess she doesn't like the pull-out method. She found this app that tells her when when she's ovulating. And then she lets Colby knows that she's not ovulating, and they can have sex, and he can come inside her. And that's the type of birth control method they've been using. An app, actually, that's telling her what her body is doing. So now Colby is scared. Colby tells Emily that this is too much and he can't handle it. Emily says to him, too much for you? You don't have a job. It's too much for me. I have to support all of us. That's what Emily says. But no, Emily, what I say is, no, Emily, your father is the one that's supporting you. You're not supporting him. You have a part-time job. How much far does a part-time job, the money that you're getting, is supporting you and Colby and Colbin? You still live with your parents. That means they're feeding you. They're got a roof over your head. You're not paying electricity. You're not paying for the water. You're not paying for anything but probably your phone and the car insurance for your car and the gas for your car. That's probably all you're paying for. Or maybe you're paying for the bill on your cell phone, but you're not paying any rent. I'm pretty sure you're not paying rent. I'm pretty sure you're not paying electricity and water bill and stuff like that. And for the groceries, I'm pretty sure you're not paying for any of that. So your father is supporting you, Colby, and Colbin. Not you. You're not supporting them on a part-time job. Plus, you're too busy using your part-time job money to buy lingerie and to pay for hotel room and to go out to dinner. So I'm pretty sure your father is supporting your entire little tribe you got going on here. And so they flash back to when Emily's father told her that she better not have any more kids. And she said, we are not going to have any more kids in your basement, but we are going to have more kids. So anyway, they get to the pharmacy. They buy 2 pregnancy tests. They go into the bathroom. Both of them go into the bathroom to watch her pee on a stick. Why is he in the bathroom with her? I would, if I was Colby, I'd be like, go in the bathroom by yourself. I'm going to stay out here. But he went in the bathroom with her. The bathroom of the pharmacy. They went to the bathroom of the pharmacy to pee on it, for her to pee on these 2 pregnancy tests, because they don't want to do the test at home where her family can accidentally find the pregnancy test. So later on, she comes out of the bathroom, and yes, she's pregnant. Both pregnancy tests says she is pregnant. So Emily tells Colby that they're not going to tell her family that she is pregnant. And I agree. Since she's a little bit overweight, she probably won't show that she's pregnant until she's like 6 months down the line. And by then they'll be married and probably, hopefully, have their own apartment, or their own place. So I agree. Don't tell the parents anything. Make it less stressful. Don't tell the parents. But my thing is, isn't she going to have to stop breastfeeding Colbin, because there's going to be new milk developing in her breast for the new baby? So I don't really know how that works, but I'm thinking she's going to have to stop breastfeeding Colbin. But anyway, that's the end of Colby and Emily. Next up is Cara, and Guillermo. So Cara she's all in planning this wedding. She says she has 400 people attending. Not 440. Where I get 400 from? 40 people attending. She said that Guillermo is not helping her, and he's also nonchalant about the things that he needs to do, such as picking up his suit and trying it on to see if it fits. He also needs to get the English and the Spanish version of his vows written down. He needs a haircut. He needs shoes, socks, cufflink, belts, a belt, and he's not getting anything done. And he doesn't know how he's getting to the venue. Guillermo thinks that Kara is controlling, and I agree that she's controlling, but I'm on Kara's side. He needs to get these things done. He has 2 days before the wedding, and he doesn't have anything done. The little bit that he has to do for himself, he's not doing. And she has everything under control on her part and on the wedding part, and he's not doing anything. And I agree with her. I'm not the type of person. I don't like the last minute crap. I like to get everything done. I don't like to be running around with my head cut off like a chicken with his head cut off trying to get everything done. I like to get things done, beforehand. So what I would do is I would write his vows for him in both Spanish and English and write it down and print it for him to have right there and then. And I would make sure he has a suit, make sure he puts it on, and make sure it fits properly. And then I would give him a haircut myself, and then I would call and schedule an Uber for him to be at the church 2 hours prior to the ceremony. I would do all that because that's less things for me to worry about because he's not getting it done. I'm the type of person, I can't wait to do things the last minute. I can't do that. That stresses me out. The next scene is, it's still 2 days before the wedding, and Guillermo goes to a salon to get his hair cut, finally. I guess Kara had to put a light under his butt for him to go do that. So he gets to the salon, and the stylist's name, she's a black lady, her name is Kizzy. And Guillermo sits in her chair, and she commences to cutting his hair. And Guillermo has diarrhea of the mouth. He's telling Kizzy all about Kara, how controlling she is, and that she likes to go out and party, and how she treats him badly. He's just telling Kizzy everything about Kara. But then he says when he gets married, things will change. And Kizzy told him, no, it won't. Kizzy tells him, don't expect anything to change. Kizzy tells him the way she's acting now is the way she's going to act once you get married. What you see is what you get. That's what Kizzy told Guillermo. But I think she's right. What you see is what you're getting. So then they show a picture of him, how he looks after she cuts his hair, and he looks horrible. I don't like the haircut Kizzy gave him. His hair looks too short. It looks horrible. He looks like an old man. It looks horrible. She cut it too short. It's ugly. The next scene, Kara and Guillermo, they go out to eat. And Guillermo has in his head exactly what Kizzy told him, that she's not going to change her behavior. What you see is what you get. So Guillermo brings it up. He asks Kara if she's going to change her behavior when they get married. He wants to know, are you going to still be mean? Are you going to be controlling? Are you going to still keep going out a lot all the time? And Kara tells him, you should have thought about this before you marry me. You asked me to marry you. I'm not going to change. This is who I am. And Guillermo said to her, I proposed to you a year ago when we were living in the DR, and you didn't act like this. And that's good. That's a good point, Guillermo. Guillermo told her that now that she's in her country, she feels more comfortable going out. And Guillermo told her he wants her respect, and he wants her understanding, and he wants more communication. And Kara asks him, how do you feel disrespected? And Guillermo said, you treat me like a little kid. You treat me like an idiot. He told her that she treats him badly in front of her friends, and she does. So Kara tells him, don't marry me then. I'm not going to change. This is who I am. And I understand Guillermo. When they were in the DR, Kara was nicer to him. She treated him nicely. He fell in love with her, and then he asked her to marry him. And then when she comes to the States, she treats him totally different. She feels more comfortable in her country, so now she treats him like crap. She feels like now that she has him in her trap, now she's trapped him really good. She can treat him any kind of way she want to treat him. And I think if you love somebody, you don't treat them badly. And that's the end of Kara and Guillermo. Next up is Blau and Shida. They're having a picnic in the park, and Shida tells Blau that his ex-wife came over to intimidate and bully her in her own house. And I agree. The ex-wife did come over there to try and bully her into signing that prenup. Shida told Bilal that all his ex-wife was interested in was her signing that prenup, and she said that's none of her business. And Bilal agreed that's none of the ex-wife's business. But let me tell you something. Bilal is the one that sent the ex-wife over there to bully Shida into signing the prenup, because how would she know? How would the ex-wife know about the prenup if Bilal didn't tell her about the prenup? And how would she know that Shida wasn't signing, was pushing back on signing the prenup if Bilal didn't tell her? The ex-wife claimed that they're friends, so I'm pretty sure Bilal told her all of that and put her up to going over there to talking to Shida about signing the prenup. I'm pretty sure. Because she wouldn't have known nothing about the prenup, or she wouldn't know nothing about Shida not signing the prenup if Bilal didn't tell her. So Bilal can play dumb all he wants. He agrees with Shida that, oh, it's not her business, it's just our business. Yeah, Bilal, right. The next scene, they go back to the house, and Bilal prints out a hard copy of the prenup for Shida to look at. So Shida said that the prenup says that whatever Bilal has now is his, and whatever they build together after they get married, it's both of theirs. So Shida says that she cannot stay at home and raise her babies. She has to go out there and work and get her own, because um, if they don't make it, if they get a divorce, she'll have to go back to Trinidad with nothing. And hey, that's true. Then Bilal says to Shida, do you plan on cheating on me? But what kind of question is that? Is she going to say, yes, I plan on cheating on you? Of course she says, no, I don't plan on cheating on you. Then he asks her if she plans on divorcing him. What's she going to say? Yes, Bilal, I plan on divorcing you. So she says, no, I don't plan on divorcing you. And who gets married and plan on divorcing somebody? Like she can tell the future what's going to happen. Then he says, well, the prenup doesn't matter. If she keeps her promise not to cheat on him and not to divorce him, then the prenup doesn't matter. But you can look at it from the other side, Bilal. If she promised not to cheat on you and not to divorce him, then you don't need the prenup. He's saying, if you promise not to cheat on me, you promise not to divorce me, then we'll still have the prenup, and we won't think about the prenup. The prenup won't matter. But it goes both ways, Bilal. Don't have a prenup then, since she promised not to cheat on you and promised not to divorce you. Then don't have it. I don't know. Bilal's something else. But the prenup only protects Bilal, because what if Bilal decides to divorce her? What if Bilal decides to cheat on her? What if Bilal makes her life a living hell and she can't take living with him and she has to divorce him? The prenup protects Bilal. It doesn't protect Shida. So Bilal is full of shit. The prenup is like shackles on Shida's ankles and wrists. That's what this prenup is. So my alarm is going off. Let me dismiss it. So next up, that's the end of Bilal and Shida. Next up is Jabri and Miona. Jabri is burning sage at his mother's house. He's so extra. I can't stand that yellow hair, stage burning, mama's boy, jobless, fake acting, prairie living son of a batch. I can't stand him. So Jabri and Miona, they decide that they're going to elope now and have a big wedding later, so that his mother can come to the wedding. But an elopement is not something you invite. Well, let me think about that later, okay? Let me talk about that later. So they want to elope, and then have a big wedding later. That's not a bad idea. I think that's an ideal idea for all the couples. But instead of them both telling his mother together, they decide that Miona will tell the mother, which doesn't make any sense to me. I guess that's supposed to make it more interesting. So Miona has to go in front of the firing squad. So Miona, she tells his mother nicely their plans to elope and have a nice beach wedding a year later after they've saved up money. Once again, the mother does not know. She doesn't know the exact time, the place, the date. She knows nothing about when this wedding is going to occur, but she says she's not coming. She can't make it. She says she can't make it. I don't know if she's talking about the elopement or if she's talking about the wedding a year later, but she says she can't make it. Because the wedding, Miona is not planning on having the wedding in South Dakota, she refuses to go to the wedding. The mother is very manipulative. She ain't going to the wedding unless it's in South Dakota. I don't understand why her and the father can't leave South Dakota. Are they criminals? Are they under house arrest? Are they wearing ankle bracelets? Why can't they leave the state of South Dakota? Why do they refuse to leave the state of South Dakota? I don't get it. I don't understand it. She has no clue what date the wedding is, where the wedding is going to be, what time the wedding is going to be. But she's like, oh, I can't make it. She's being very manipulative and childish because she can't get her way. Then the mother wanted to know, how did Miona and Jabri make up and decide to elope after Jabri was saying that he felt pressured to get married to Miona. She wants to know, how did that turn around? Because the last time they talked, as far as the mother's concerned, Jabri was like, no, I don't want to get married. I'm feeling pressured. I'm stressed out, blah, 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 blah. So that's the last thing she heard. Now all of a sudden they're agreeing, and she wants to know, how did that happen? So Miona basically told the mother that if we don't get married, I have to go back to Serbia. And Jabri does not want me to go back to Serbia. That's how come we agreed. So then the mother, with her fake self, she tells Miona, if you both agree, then I'll support that. So Miona goes to tell Jabri that she had a good talk with his mother. So the mother tells the stepfather, they keep showing them back and forth. The mother goes to tells the stepfather the conversation she had with Miona. And then they showed Miona telling Jabri that his mother said that they are not coming to the elopement. But you don't invite someone to an elopement. An elopement is something you do in secret. Alexa, what is an elopement?
The noun, elopement, can have a couple meanings. 1. An act or instance of running off secretly, as to be married. 2. An act or instance of leaving a safe area or safe premises, done by a person with a mental disorder or cognitive impairment.
So an elopement is something you do secretly. But Miona tells Jabri that that they're not coming to the elopement. You don't invite someone to an elopement. So it's not an elopement. It's a smaller ceremony for the wedding. That's all it is. Not an elopement, Miona. An elopement is something you sneak off and do all by yourself without telling, your family or friends. So the mother tells the stepfather that the small wedding is not going to be in South Dakota, but in some national park somewhere. And then the father said that it doesn't sound like a compromise to him. Well, listen up, stepfather. It is a compromise. Miona is not having her beach wedding now. She's going to have a tiny small wedding now, and then a year later, after her and Jabri save up money, then she's going to have her dream wedding. So to me, that's a compromise. A whole year later, she's going to have her dream wedding. She's putting that off until a year after her and Jabri save up money because Jabri said he was stressed out. I guess he was stressed out because, you know what Jabri did? Jabri told Miona he was stressed out because she wants a dream wedding and he can't afford it. He told his parents he's stressed out because Miona is pressuring him to have a wedding now. So Jabri is the one at fault here. So now the parents is like, that doesn't sound like a compromise to me. Why isn't it a compromise? She's waiting a whole year to have her dream wedding. No matter what Miona does, they can't stand the poor girl. What has she done for them to just dislike her like this? I don't get it. I don't understand it. To me, that's a huge compromise. She's gonna wait a whole year to have her dream wedding. The thing is, the parents don't want Miona to compromise with Jabri. They want Miona to compromise with them. They want her to do what they want her to do. So the stepfather said, it's bullshit and I'm not supporting a train wreck. And that's the end of Jabri and Miona. Next up is Muhammad. I think this is the last couple, Muhammad and Eve. Eve takes Muhammad to look at a wedding venue. And she's excited and emotional. And she's a bad actress. Muhammad just wants to hurry up and get married so that he can get his green card. So that he can travel back to Egypt to see his mama. Jabri, not Jabri. Muhammad is mama's boy. I can't stand mama's boy. Mama's boys. I just can't. So they go inside this venue and it's ugly. The walls are white. They have these huge ugly pillars up and the furniture looks old. Just look old. Muhammad tells Eve that he wants to get married at the mosque so that he can get married in his religion. Eve says, hell no. She wants to have her dream wedding in this ugly ass building. That's what she wants to do. Next scene, they're home. Muhammad is in the kitchen drinking coffee. Eve is in the bedroom making the bed. And she gets a text message from Muhammad that basically says that he wants another sponsor because she wants this stupid big ass wedding that's taking too much time out of his life, and he needs to start his paperwork ASAP so that he can get his green card and start to work in this country and have a normal life. That's basically what the text message said. Wow, Muhammad has no filter. None. So Eve goes into the kitchen and she asks him, are you going to get another sponsor so that you can get your paperwork done? Muhammad said, yes. Eve tells him, you can't do that. I'm your sponsor. I brought you in this country. We have to get married first before you can get your paperwork. And at this point, Muhammad just needs to just let her have her damn wedding because Eve controls everything. He has no say in anything. She holds all the cards. And that's how it is for all the foreigners. The Americans hold all the cards. And they can't do anything until after the wedding. He tells her that he does not care about her damn wedding. She tells him that he doesn't care about her wedding and it's something special. It's something special to her. He told her, well, when you care about me, then I'll start caring about you. And one thing I like about Muhammad is Muhammad says what he's thinking, boy. You never ever have to wonder how he's feeling, what he's thinking, what he's feeling, because he'll tell you everything right then and there. I like that. I kind of like that. He tells her that getting married legally has nothing to do with a wedding. And he's right. They can go to the courthouse and get married and then have a wedding later on down the line. So he's right. But Eve is an idiot. She tells him how expensive it is to take care of herself, her son, and him. But then she wants an expensive wedding. If it's so expensive to take care of everybody, Eve, you're the breadwinner taking care of 3 people, and that's so expensive, then have a simple wedding and then save up for a big wedding, dummy. I don't get her. Why are you telling him how expensive it is to take care of him, but then you're having an expensive wedding? Muhammad told her that if you don't want to take care of me, then you shouldn't have brought me here. That's what he told her. And he's right. Because she's always throwing that in his face. The Americans always throwing that in the foreigner's face. I'm taking care of you. I'm spending all this money on you. You're the one that brought them here. But what I think he should have said was, instead of belly aching about how much money you're spending on me, marry me right now so I can get my green card as soon as possible and get a job, and then you won't have to take care of me so much. You know? That's what he should have told her. Anyway, she goes off to the bedroom to have a cry. She's always crying, fake crying. In her confessional, she said, does he think he can come to this country and replace me? She said he hurt her feelings, and it's very cruel, and he's not sincere, and he's not very loving and caring. So Muhammad comes into the bedroom, and he tells Eve that she does not know the immigration rules. He tells her that the sponsor has nothing to do with the person who is responsible. I don't know where he got that from. She says, yes, it does, and she tells him he needs to go look that shit up. Then she starts talking about the rescheduling of the venue. And Muhammad tells her again, I don't care about this damn venue. Stop talking about this freaking venue. I don't care about this thing. Then she tells him to go to the court and marry himself. These damn producers need to give Eve a script, because the words that come out of her mouth are just too dumb for me. So he tells her that he tells her that her waiting to have a wedding is affecting his life. And then she's spewing some nonsense. I'm not replaceable. Do you even love me? Is what she says to him. And Muhammad just ignores that. Muhammad said, look, Eve, I have dreams. I have goals. She goes, I have dreams too. I have dreams to have a nice wedding. Then he said that your effing dream He said, that's your effing dream. I have other dreams, he tells her. And he says the actual word. He said, that's your effing dream. I have other dreams. He said to her, if I'm not allowed to work in this country, then I'm going back to Egypt. And then Eve said, well, go. She gets all badass. She was just crying. Now she gets all bad eyes. And she just asked, you don't even love me. Do you even love me? You can't replace me. Now she's all badass. He says he's going back to Egypt if she don't, if he can't work in the country, he's going back to Egypt. She goes, well, then go. All of a sudden, she's badass. Muhammad said, well, then get me a ticket. And then Eve said, if you go back to Egypt, we're done. All of a sudden, she's badass. And Muhammad said, I don't care. That's your decision. And we know he doesn't care. All he wants to do is get his damn green card. He says, I don't care. That's your decision. And then Eve said, apparently I am replaceable. Then she starts to cry some more, and that was the end of Eve and Muhammad. This is the end of my review. I'll be back next week with another review. I can't wait for this stupid show to end. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.